Do you want to know why most people never get very far? It's because they're doing the same thing everyone else does. They live aimlessly, wake up late, check their phone, go to work or classes without motivation, do just enough to get by and barely manage. They complain about everything. They come home, spend hours on social media, entertain themselves, eat whatever, and go back to sleep. And the next day, they repeat the same cycle. This is what 90% of people do. Why? Because it's easier, because it's comfortable, because no one taught them another way. But you're not here to live like everyone else. If you're listening to this, it's because there's something inside you that tells you that you weren't born to live in the average. Something inside you tells you that you can give more, achieve more, and be much more than you are now. And that's true. You can be better than 90% of people if you're willing to do what most don't do. But before we go on, I want to ask you for something very simple, but it could have a big impact on your life. Go down to the comments and write this phrase, "Today I decide to be better than yesterday." Don't do it just to comment, do it for yourself. Because when you write that phrase, you're sending a clear message to your mind. You're reminding yourself that you have control, even when everything around you seems complicated. If you repeat that phrase every day and start to believe it, it can become your support in tough times. It can give you strength when you have doubts. It can be the push you need when you feel like you can't go on anymore. Now let's continue. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to have money. You don't need connections. You don't need luck either. You just need to make different decisions, because life doesn't change when you have more things. Claustrophobia. Life changes when you change. The first step is to have a direction. Most people don't know what they want. They go through life waiting for something good to happen, as if one day everything will magically get better, but that never happens. If you don't know where you're going, any path will do, and that's dangerous. That's why you need to stop for a moment and ask yourself, what do I really want? Where do I want to be in 1, 3, or 5 years? Write it down. Read it every morning. It doesn't matter if it's something small or something big. The important thing is that you know where you're heading, because when you have a clear goal, every day makes more sense. Now there's something else. If you want to stand out, if you really want to move faster than others, you have to do what they don't want to do. That means waking up earlier. It means studying when others are resting. It means working on yourself when no one is forcing you. Most people prefer to rest, go out, watch movies, or waste time on social media. And that's fine. It's their choice. But you can't expect different results by doing the same as them. If you do what everyone does, you'll end up where everyone is. But if you do what few do, you'll go much further. And this isn't about doing big things. It's about doing small things with discipline. Reading a few minutes every day, learning something new, going to the gym, eating better, sleeping well, staying away from negative people. You don't need to change everything at once, but you do need to start moving differently. Another thing that makes a big difference is personal investment. Most people spend money on clothes, fast food, going out, entertainment, but they don't invest in their growth. They don't read, they don't study, they don't learn anything new after finishing school, and that keeps them stuck. If you decide to invest, even just a little each day in yourself, over time you'll be years ahead. Reading 10 pages of a book every day might seem small, but if you do it for a year, you'll have read more than 12 complete books. That's more than most people do in their entire lives. And most importantly, it changes the way you think, the way you see things, and the way you act. And when your mind changes, your life changes too. You also have to do things well, even when no one is watching. Most people only put in effort when someone is looking, when there's a reward, when there's pressure. But real transformation happens when you decide to do things with excellence. Even if no one congratulates you, even if no one notices, that's called integrity. And integrity gives you strength, gives you respect, makes you trust yourself, because you know you're doing the right thing, even if no one knows. And that's what sets you apart from the rest. Finally, stop comparing yourself. The competition isn't out there. It's not your friend, your boss, or that influencer who seems to have it all. Your real competition is you. You yesterday, you a week ago, you a year ago. Compare yourself to that version. Today, you're better. Today, you made better decisions. Today, you got a little closer to what you want, then you're doing well. You don't need to run, but you do need to move forward, because if you advance a little every day without stopping, you'll go much further than those who run for a while and then give up. You have to understand something important. Being better than 90% of people isn't an ego goal. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's not about crushing others or feeling superior. It's about living with more clarity, with more strength, with more purpose. It's about not settling for a half-lived life. It's about making the most of the time you have in this world to become the best version of yourself. Because while many live without knowing who they are or what they want, you can live with direction, with intention, and with passion. That's what makes you different. That's what will put you ahead. But to achieve it, you have to make different decisions every day. You have to have the courage to say no when everyone says yes. You have to stop doing what's easy, what's quick, because what's easy doesn't take you far. What's quick doesn't make you grow. Everything worthwhile takes time, takes effort, takes energy. That's why, while others look for shortcuts, you choose to build your path, and you do it step by step. With patience and with faith, no one is going to come save you. No one is going to come tell you what to do. No one is going to give you a better life. That's your task. That's your responsibility. If you don't like something about your life, change it. If something hurts you, face it. If something holds you back, overcome it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone else to motivate you. You have to be your own source of energy. You have to be your best ally, your best friend, your biggest supporter. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will. If you don't respect yourself, no one will respect you. If you don't take the first step, nothing will change. Many people spend their lives blaming others for what they don't have. They blame the government, their parents, their bosses, luck. But blaming doesn't change anything. Blaming only takes away your power. Instead, taking responsibility for your life gives you strength. Saying, "This depends on me," gives you back control. And when you take back control, you can do incredible things. You can start walking, even if it's just a little. You can improve your habits, your attitude, your decisions. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start and not stop. Being better than 90% of people isn't something you achieve in a week. It's not a trendy challenge. It's not something quick. It's a process. It's a daily choice. And the best part is that you don't have to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to be consistent. That's what makes the difference. Most people start something and quit. They give up. They change paths every time something gets complicated. But not you. You learn to keep going, even when it's hard, even when you don't see immediate results, even when no one applauds you, because you know that everything you do today is building the you of tomorrow, and that you will be far ahead of the rest. It's also important to watch who you spend your time with. The people you talk to every day affect the way you think. If you're surrounded by people who complain, who have no goals, who live in drama, it's easy to sink into that too. That's why you have to choose wisely. Look for people who challenge you, who inspire you, who talk about ideas, not gossip, who tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. If you can't yet surround yourself with people like that, it's okay. Start by reading books, listening to audios, watching videos that lift your spirits. Fill your mind with good things, and that will show in everything you do. You don't have to shout to the world that you're going to be better. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, just do it. In silence, step by step, without rushing, but without pausing. The most powerful change is the one you make for yourself, without seeking approval. And that change starts today. not tomorrow, not Monday, today, because every day counts. And every day you decide to improve is a day that takes you further from the average. It's a day that brings you closer to that 5% who live differently, think differently, act differently, and not because they're special, but because they chose to be. If you choose to move forward, if you choose to grow, if you choose to be better, no one will stop you. I promise you. Because the person who doesn't give up, sooner or later, wins. Not because they're perfect, but because they never stop trying. So today, make that promise to yourself. Promise not to settle anymore. Promise to give your best, even if no one sees it. And when months pass, and you look back, you'll realize you're no longer part of the majority. Now you're part of those who decide their destiny. And that's what truly makes you better. The hardest part of all this isn't starting, it's staying consistent. Anyone can have a moment of inspiration. Anyone can watch a video, get excited, and say, I'm going to change my life. But that excitement doesn't last. Motivation fades, and that's when most people give up. That's where 90% stay. So if you want to be on the other side, you have to learn to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, confused, or discouraged. Because if you only do things when you're motivated, you won't get far. What really moves you forward is discipline. The decision to keep going, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't have everything clear, even if you fall sometimes. That's what makes you different. Discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's not about punishing yourself or living under pressure. It's about having commitment. Commitment to your growth, commitment to your goals, commitment to the person you want to become. Every day you'll have two paths, the easy one and the right one. The easy one is the one most people take. The right one is the one few choose. The easy one gives you pleasure in the moment, but emptiness afterward. The right one is hard at first, but fills you with pride later. You decide which path to take, but remember, every decision is shaping you. Every decision brings you closer or further from the best version of yourself. Another thing you need to understand is that being better doesn't mean living without mistakes. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will have bad days. That's part of the process. No one grows without stumbling. No one improves without messing up. So don't punish yourself when something doesn't work out. Don't get frustrated when you fall behind. Just learn. Learn quickly and keep going. Don't stop. Because the one who wins isn't the one who never falls, but the one who gets up one more time than they fell. And you can do that, no matter how many times you fail. The important thing is not to give up, not to doubt yourself, because you have more strength than you think. You have more capacity than you imagine. It's just that sometimes you forget. Sometimes fear blinds you. Sometimes doubts paralyze you. But that strength is there inside you. You just have to activate it. How do you activate it? By acting, even if you're scared, even if you don't have everything figured out, even if you're not ready. No one is completely ready. No one has everything under control. But the one who takes the leap, the one who takes the step, starts to discover what they're capable of. And the more you act, the more confidence you gain. Because confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. Many people stop because they wait to feel ready, but that almost never happens. There will always be doubts. There will always be fear. What moves you forward isn't eliminating those fears, it's moving with them, walking with them by your side, but not letting them stop you. If you learn to live with fear and still act, you'll advance so much. While others stay thinking, you'll already be walking, and every step you take will separate you more and more from those who only talk, who only dream, who only wish but do nothing. Action is what separates those who want from those who achieve. There are millions of people who want to change their lives, but only a few do something every day to make it happen. And those few are the ones on the other side. You decide which side you'll be on, not by luck, not by talent, but by choice. Everything starts when you say enough, enough excuses. Enough procrastinating. Enough complaining. Today I start. Today I take a step. Even if it's small, I take it. And tomorrow, another, and then another. And when you realize it, you won't be where you were. You'll have moved forward. You'll have grown. You'll have grown. You'll have changed. Be patient with yourself. Don't despair if you don't see quick results. Good things take time, and personal growth isn't a race. It's a journey you walk every day. Some days you'll advance a lot, other days just a little, but it all counts. Every effort counts. Every attempt counts. Nothing is in vain. If you don't give up, remember that what you're building is a different life, a different mind, a different way of seeing the world. And that doesn't happen overnight. But if you keep going, if you trust, if you act with consistency, one day you'll look back and not recognize yourself. You'll say it was worth it. Because all this effort isn't just to be better than others, it's to be better for yourself. To have peace, to have freedom, to live with purpose, and that in the end is what really matters. There will come a moment when you'll feel alone, not because you're actually alone, but because you're taking a path that very few take when you decide to grow, to move forward, to improve yourself. You realize that many won't understand you. Some will laugh. Others will criticize you. Even your friends or family might not support what you're doing. They'll say you're changing, that you're drifting away, that you're not the same as before. And it's true. You're not the same as before. You're changing because you chose to stop being who you were to become who you can be. And that makes those who don't want to move uncomfortable. It's not easy to let go of what's familiar. It's not easy to distance yourself from people, environments, and habits that were part of your life for years. But sometimes, to move forward, you have to let go. Not with hate, not with resentment, but with love and awareness. Not everyone will walk with you on this path. And that's okay. Growth is a personal journey. Some will be with you at the start, others will join later, and many will stay behind. Don't try to convince anyone. Don't waste time explaining your decisions to those who don't want to understand. Focus on your process, your goal, your peace. Because if you're okay with yourself, everything else falls into place. In this process, you'll also discover a part of yourself you might not have known existed. You'll find strength in the midst of exhaustion. You'll find clarity in the midst of chaos. You'll understand that real power isn't in what you have, but in what you do with what you have. Many wait to have more to do more, but you choose to do the most with what you have today. And that transforms you. It makes you strong. It makes you free. It gives you real power. Not power over others, but power over yourself. And when you have power over yourself, you can achieve anything. Being better than 90% of people doesn't mean shouting to the world what you're doing. It doesn't mean showing it on social media or seeking applause. It means getting up every day and doing it right, even when no one notices. It means moving forward. Even if no one congratulates you, it means working in silence, with humility, with consistency, because in the end, what really matters isn't what you say, it's what you do, and your actions will speak louder than any words. There will be days when you'll want to give up. Days when you'll think it's not worth it, that it's too hard, that you're tired. Those days are part of the journey. Everyone who got far went through them. The difference is that they didn't stay in that moment. They felt it, faced it, and kept going. And that's what you can do too. It's not about not having doubts. It's about not letting those doubts stop you. It's not about not having fear. It's about not letting fear decide for you. When you feel tired, don't give up. Look at how far you've come. Remember why you started and start again. Even if it's slow, because the simple act of moving forward, when everything inside you tells you to stop, already puts you above the average. Most people give up when things get complicated, but you're learning to resist, to push a little more, to trust the process. And that takes you far. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to keep that decision to be better alive, that spark, that inner strength, that voice that tells you, every time you doubt, don't stop. Because if you keep going, even with small steps, you'll get there. And when you look back, you'll realize it was all worth it. Every sacrifice, every fall, every moment of loneliness, it was all preparing you to be the person you can imagine today. You've come this far for a reason, not by chance, not just because. You've come because there's a voice inside you that won't be silenced. A voice that tells you that you can do more, that you deserve more, that you're made for something greater. That voice isn't wrong. That voice is your truth, your essence, your strength. And if you've listened to this entire message, it's because you're ready to wake up, to leave behind the old, to let go of what no longer serves you, and start building a life with purpose. Throughout this journey, we talked about many things: discipline, consistency, commitment, courage. But beyond all those words, what matters is what you decide to do with what you now know. You can turn this off and go on with your day as if nothing happened. Or you can make a decision, a firm, clear decision, even if it's silent. The decision to improve, not to prove anything to anyone, not to compete, not to seek recognition, just to feel at peace with yourself, just to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of who I'm becoming. And yes, the journey will have tough moments. I won't lie to you. There will be days when everything feels slower, days when you don't see progress, days when you doubt yourself. But it's precisely on those days that who you really are is measured. Anyone can keep going when everything's going well. What makes you different is going on when no one else would. What sets you apart from the average is your ability to get up when many stay down. That's not learned from a book. It's not copied from someone else. That comes from you, and that's already inside you, waiting for you to use it. Being better than 95% isn't a goal to show off to the world. It's a personal standard. It's a way of living. It's getting up every day and giving your best in what you do, even if no one sees it. It's keeping your word. It's taking responsibility for your life. It's working on your mind, your body, your attitude. It's choosing who you surround yourself with, what you consume, what you say, what you think. It's living with intention, with direction, with awareness. And that's not achieved all at once. It's achieved with small daily decisions that over time change everything. Never underestimate the power you have. Never believe you're too far or it's too late. Never think you need to have everything figured out to start. The only thing you need is to begin with what you have, where you are, and do the best you can every day. And if you fail, if you stop, if you get lost for a while, it doesn't matter. You come back, you get up, you try again. Because it's not about not falling, it's about not staying down. And you're not made to stay down, you're made to move forward, to grow, to shine. Always remember this: no one will fight for you like you. No one will believe in you more than you. No one will walk for you. No one will do the work for you. So stop waiting and start moving. Even if you don't know how to do it perfectly, even if you're scared, even if you start small, the important thing is that you start, because that step you take today, even if it seems insignificant, could be the one that completely changes your life in the coming months. Never forget it. One real step is worth more than 1,000 intentions. And now that we've reached the end, I want to tell you something from the heart. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this entire message. Thank you for trusting yourself, even just a little. Thank you for believing you can change. Thank you for not giving up. It doesn't matter if this is your first step or if you've been on the path for a while. The important thing is that you're here, growing, moving forward, waking up. That already makes you different. That already puts you ahead. So thank you truly for being here. Thank you for letting me accompany you in this moment of your life. I hope this message has given you something valuable, even if it's just an idea, a phrase, an emotion that helps you keep going. You're not alone in this. There are many of us choosing a different path, a path of awareness, of inner work, of constant improvement. And if you decide to keep going, if you decide to move forward, we'll meet again very soon. We'll see each other in the next video. Until then, keep growing, keep believing, and above all, keep walking.